G'day, Tom German, sales representative at Apex Adults Realty located in Burlington, Ontario. I operate from Grimsby through to West Mississauga. Today's post is for homeowners who are looking at the backyard and saying, what could I do with it? Potential first time or upsizers who are looking at that nice big backyard when they're out and saying, what could I do with this backyard? It's pristine, or I want to change it up. And yeah, so what can you do? I mean, the weather's nice out. Get a backyard, and perhaps you just bought off of a builder and you've got a pristine backyard. Still some dirt there. There's still some construction going in the area. You have nothing in the backyard. What could you do? First, you have livable outdoor spaces. If you have a walkout, which a lot of houses and townhouses have today, you could put a deck on. Or if you're lower to the ground, or you don't want a deck, you could always just put in a patio, 1 or 2 steps down. Now, the beautiful thing about this is you can use that to barbecue, to entertain. Things you can put on a deck or a patio. It's not like it was 30, 40 years ago where all the outdoor furniture was metal and uncomfortable. They've got some very attractive patio or outdoor furniture now, inexpensive, and the beautiful thing is it goes on sale at the end of the season. So while you may not have it right now, if you're purchasing and you're taking possession toward the end of the summer, you can go out, pick something up nice, and you know what? You're not pay full price. So the other option is if you're having a deck built, consider putting in what I see fairly regularly is a bench or seats along the one side. Perhaps where it's not quite as attractive, so you can sit there and you've got a nice view of the backyard. If you do that, make sure you can flip the top up and use the inside for storage, so you can put the cushions that go on top inside. Next, consider having a trellis. A trellis up one side, if you get a hanging plant, some sort of a vine that grows up it, can be very nice. It's green, it smells nice, it's alive. As an environment you're living in, it just adds to the benefit there. Now, other options you have are, if you do something like this, make sure you have a power plug or two out back. Either have enhanced lighting, where you can have some lights out back if you're entertaining, or very popular today, and we have some ourselves here at home, LED lights that are on a photocell. Charge all day, they're on for a while at night. It's nice. Comfort's important if you're going to have that. You can have all sorts of covers as well, so you don't have lots of direct sunlight on yourself if you don't want it, whether it's an umbrella or something actually built into the deck or onto the patio. Options for you. Now, when you have this beautiful deck, if you still have another 5, 10, 20, 100 feet of land behind your house, and you see all that grass, there's other things you could do. One, you could plant a garden. Now, you can go low intensity, put a few shrubs in, or small bushes along one side just to give, or even a tree, for future shade, to make the backyard not just be that big square of empty green. My suggestion is, and the experts are actually saying it, and I love it because you know what? I would say take local plants because they're used to the area and because they live here. They're not high maintenance in most cases. That means you have to do less work and can enjoy your patio or your deck more. Not as popular in Ontario, but if you go out west, it's becoming more popular installing artificial turf because of lack of water and people are busy. It can look nice, but it's not the right thing for me. Or you could remove sections of the grass, perhaps on the side, and put in gravel, sand, all sorts of options there as well that are no maintenance and generally do not have weeds going through. Other things, if you're going to garden, make sure whatever patch you set out, you prepare the soil and plant what you love. I'm not a plant person. I will never be into gardening. If you are into gardening or want to experiment, take a look around. Sample with smells, what works nice, what looks nice, what is not super high maintenance for yourself. At least that's what I would look at. And, you know, plant what works. Now, let's say you've got yourself a townhouse or a new smaller detached house in one of the new subdivisions and the land out back is not very large. You can put a deck in, but you only have 2 feet left of land behind that. Not really enough to put plants in. What you can do is, if the deck is big enough, get some containers, Find a few plants you love, and again, this comes back to the trellis going up the side, say, of the deck, and plant something on your patio or deck. Have it sitting there, close to you. You can enjoy the smell. Lilac is beautiful. It also tends to get quite large eventually. There's other options. And if you do have a trellis and you get plant growing up the side of it, some sort of a vine plant, it's quite nice. It'll start to add more shade. And of course, if you're going to plant something like that on a patio or a deck, make sure you place the plant so it gets enough sunlight. And there you go. Now, in an apartment or in townhouses, when you cannot have that backyard going on, the weather's not good today or tomorrow, consider getting yourself some potted plants. Something that grows well inside. Personally, like I said, I'm not into planting. I wouldn't really do it because plants have a tendency to die in this household. Might as well be honest. They do. They die quickly. But when you go in and you're at a greenhouse, inquire what sort of plants will grow well inside, and if they have some there, go over. Smell them. What's their life cycle like? Anyway, that's it. It's an idea because summer is just about here. The weather is beautiful, and people are starting to spend more and more time out back. Now, if you don't want to spend time out back of your house because you don't have a backyard, or because it's undone and it's just a big green field, here's some thoughts for you. Put in a deck or patio, put in a small garden, put some plants out back that are low maintenance, use gravel beds to clear out areas so you have less area to maintain. Remember, no matter what else, low maintenance and enjoyable for you. So if you own the property now, if you're going to purchase that property shortly, or if you're going to be there for the next 20 years, why not do it? This is Canada. We do tend to be inside for about 9 months of the year during all that wonderful snow. However, there's 3 months of the year where you can be outside, and that's all we do in that time frame. Anyway, I hope this helped you out. I'm Tom Garriman. You know what? When you're going outside, remember some sunscreen. And the other thing, remember, especially if you're doing that thing where you have to put the deck in yourself, which I don't recommend. Been there once. Not a lot of fun. No matter what else, always stay positive.